Good morning, YouTube. Louie here with the Bullion News of the Week. Today I'm going to just update you on precious metals and economic events, and then we're going to take a deep dive into the U.S. Mint. We are going to look at their annual report and tell you why they're failing and how it's going to cost you. Let's get going. We had a great week. We had gold close the week at 2,389 and silver at 31.06. That was partly helped by the 10-year yield, which has been dropping and now is threatening new lows at 4.277. If we zoom out a little bit, you can see the trend seems to be down, and people are anticipating Fed rate cuts. Okay, why are they? Because the labor market is weakening, and that's really all you need to know for right now, except for next week on Thursday, I believe it is, we will have the all-important CPI. And if that comes in lower, well, then we are off to the races. But if we have a surprise, then that could stall this run on silver. If I look at silver prices, we are over 31, which I think broke resistance. And I think we're moving to 32, 32 and a half, and then ultimately to 34, 35. But I would not be surprised to see a pullback on Monday or maybe even on Thursday. So you'll have to decide if you want to jump in now or you want to wait and see what happens on Thursday. Let's get going to the review of the U.S. Mint. Well, they've been raising prices, but the story goes much deeper than that. And if you haven't seen it before, they release their annual report every year. This is the 2023 annual report. I'm going to go through it really quickly and show you why things are so desperate at the U.S. Mint and how it does not bode well for us collectors out there. There is the leader, and just to give you some of her intro here. This is an opportunity to reflect on the Mint's progress in achieving our mission of connecting America through coins and look forward to work ahead in 2024. All right, well, they talk about the workforce and they talk about producing outstanding results, generating $3.2 billion in revenue and $69 million in net earnings. These achievements were complemented by the performance of the Mint's numismatic program, which sold 3.3 million units, resulting in $459 million in revenue and $79 million in earnings. So they were making a profit on their collector coins, but the vast majority of their $3 billion revenues comes from the bullion market, the American Silver Eagles, American Gold Eagles. All right, we continue to strive for service, quality, integrity, and accountability. And, she talks a little bit more here about the workforce and how they are endeavoring to treat people with dignity, fairness, respect, and DEI. Basically, their DEI program is one of their top focuses. And in addition to that, they have worked on the website quite a bit. I will say the website does work better, and customer service, in my opinion, is a little better as well. But their focus on DEI, and apparently they have had lots of problems in the workforce because they've had to designate experience coordinators at each Mint facility. They've had to combat perceptions of a retaliatory workplace culture and training. You know how well that training works, that affords employees an opportunity to express their concerns for safety, honesty. They've reviewed performance requirements and incorporated equity standards. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. They're looking for aspiring leaders, and I guess those leaders have to fit the mold with an emphasis on DEIA. And communications. They've got EEO complaints, optimize analytics, support a vendor to develop a career pathing program and an online mentoring program. Okay, so their workforce looks to be at each other's throats, and looks like they are looking to incorporate diversity equity, inclusion, etc. So those are the people that are likely getting the better jobs. Anyway, that's what their focus has been on, and I think you might expect that from a human resource professional. So on the positive side, I would say the website is working better, and I think customer service is better, and those may be the strengths of the leader. On the downside, they are completely they're navel gazing here in regard to DEI, and apparently the workforce is not a happy workforce, so it is probably not a good place to work. Now let's go ahead and see what is going on, and you'll see very quickly that when we get to the financial statements that they've got a real problem here, just a real problem. Okay, we'll forget any more narrative. So here we'll start with the United States Mint at a glance, and revenue in 2021 was 5.4 billion. Revenue in 2022 was 5.3 billion. Revenue in 2023 was 4.861 billion. They are withering on the vine. They are their revenue is declining year over year. That usually indicates a big problem. 70% of their revenue comes from the Bullion program, and only about 10% comes from numismatic, and 20% comes from circulating, but circulating is not a money maker. Okay, in circulating coinage, as you've seen these stories lately, we've had circulating coinage and revenue go down from 1.2 million all the way down to 956 million. Over the years, over the last 4 years, there is also a decline in the production of circulating coinage. And you might see the majority of their coins are quarters. The next biggest is the dime, then the 5 cents, and then the 1 cent penny, not that many 1 cent pennies, and then a tiny amount of half dollars. Okay, in the bullion coin area, and I believe this is silver and gold eagles, we have got revenue down from 3.8 million to 3.7 million, and then 3.266 million. They are producing less and selling less of silver eagles and gold eagles and a few buffaloes. In the numismatic program, well, this is really what's dying here. In 2021, they had 577 million. 22 they had 559, then dropping to 459 million in 2023. And now we have, this is as they have been increasing prices exponentially, a doubling of prices in many cases. And now we are down to 460 million, and you'll see that number drop further. Of course, there's always a proper balance between price and sales, but they are now in the process of raising prices so high, I would not be surprised to see their numismatic products drop to 300 million, basically. They're almost becoming non-existent. Okay, these sales are so small. And boy, what a shame that is. Gold and platinum account for about half of their sales. Silver, about 40%. And then we've got other various metals and coins. So gold by revenue is more, but clearly they sell much more silver than they sell gold. But the price of gold is so much higher that it accounts for quite a bit of their revenue. It looks like they will be relying on gold much more heavily going forward. And of course, if you saw my last video or a video from a few days ago, I think they will be raising the prices on the Silver Eagle program, and that will probably shrink that further. I wouldn't be surprised to see Silver Eagles represent even a quarter of their revenue going forward. That is just a prediction. But this is the category, the bullion, where I'm expecting them to raise prices there. A couple dollar increase on the American Silver Eagle would likely double their profits from bullion. So I anticipate a price increase to the distributor, to the reseller market, the primary reseller market. Right now it's at $3. I imagine that'll go to 4 or 5. Okay, gross costs. Well, their costs have been dropping. Okay, so 4.863 to 4.806 to 4.284. Now, why are their costs dropping? Oh, this is their cost of goods sold. So they have been paying less for their metals into 2023. If we go back to a silver chart, we may want to remind ourselves what the prices were. All right, in 2020, prices were about 26, 27, 24. In 2021, prices were 25, 25, 26. And then we had decreasing prices at the end of 21 to 22. Then we took a big dive down to 1890. We bottomed out around $19 in 2022, and then we started our rise about the end of 22 and onward. We were flat for most of 23 in the 24, 22, 25 zone, and it wasn't until 24 that prices started increasing. So prices were up in 20, down in 21, and pretty flat in 22. Let's go back over to... Okay, so cost of goods sold decreased 11% in 2023. Selling, general, and administrative cost expenses increased 11.9%. So here's the 12% increase in costs they're talking about, offset by a decrease in the cost of goods sold. But, in 2024, we're going to see the cost of goods sold probably shoot back up over $5 billion. And we know that their selling, general, and administrative expenses are skyrocketing higher. They already were up 12% in 2023, and it looks like they may be up 15 to 20% in 2024. That's just making everything more expensive. Total seigniorage and net income before protection expenses decreased by $124 million. Okay. It's pronounced seigniorage. Seigniorage. It's pronounced seigniorage. Interesting. Let's see. Profit made by government by issuing currency, especially the difference between the face value of the coins and their production cost. Okay. The thing claimed by a sovereign or feudal superior as a prerogative. Let's see, what is the meaning of seigniorage? So the prerogative of government is to make money on the coins they give you at face value. The difference between the face value of money, such as a $10 bill or a quarter coin, and the cost to produce it. Well, I imagine producing a $10 bill would be pretty cheap, but we know producing coins, they lose money on that. So, the majority of sales in ounces was American Silver Eagles, about 20 million Silver Eagles, and 375 million Buffaloes, 13 million Platinum Eagles. I believe they've discontinued those, and 988 million ounces of gold. So a 20 to 1 variation in gold to silver production by the ounce. It looks like the U.S. Mint has a 20 to 1 ratio, whatever that means. Okay, numismatic products. Silver products represented the lion's share of their numismatic revenue. That is decreasing. Transfer to the general fund. Well, here is the story. So not even with their seigniorage, their, make $1 for a dime and make 90 cents, with increasing costs, and even though metals costs were down last year, they have transferred nothing to the general fund. How is it you make a net income, which they say they have made a net income, and yet they've given nothing to the general fund? What exactly is going on there? Let's keep going. Wow, this is just such a deep dive. Unit cost increased for all circulating denominations compared to last year. A penny's unit cost increased 12.9%, and that's made out of zinc for crying out loud. The nickel's unit cost increased 10.9%, and nickel has been increasing in price since 2023, so their losses will likely increase on nickels. And the dime's unit cost increased by 5.4%. The quarters cost increased by 4.7%. Unit cost of pennies, 3.07 cents to make a penny. And the nickel costs them 11.4 cents to make. How about that? They're losing a fortune on nickels. I think it's about 7 cents of metal content, copper and nickel in a quarter, 6 to 7 cents. It really varies widely. But it costs them 12 cents to make a nickel and 3 cents to make a penny. For the 18th consecutive year. Well, I mean, there's why you should be stacking, circulating coinage. But I wouldn't mess with zinc and, dimes and quarters and so forth unless you're doing it for numismatic purposes. It's the nickel. The nickel is the biggest no-brainer on Earth right now. It's 75% copper. The mint is losing 12 cents on every nickel. The mint is losing 7 cents on every nickel, and you can go to the bank and get as many boxes as you want. Do that for your kids. Do that today. Compared to last year, average spot price for nickel decreased 5.3%. Now, this is last year. This is 22 to 23. And then copper prices decreased 8.5 cents, but 22 to 23. Zinc prices decreased as well. I won't go into the commodities chart, but commodities are higher this year. Circulating coin production, we'll skip. And seigniorage. Okay, here we go. Let's see. They make money on the quarter. They make money on the half. They lose money on the penny, and they lose money on the nickel. Okay, we knew that. But it's the American Silver Eagle, where I think these selling G&A expenses are going to eat them alive. It's going to cause them to raise the premium to primary resellers from $3 probably up to $4 or $5 or $6. Okay, silver bullion coin results. Let's see. This is millions of ounces sold. Coin sales by quarter. Yeah, in the fourth quarter it peaked up quite a bit, but it was still lower for the year. And let's see if we can get further here. Platinum coins, I'll skip. Palladium coins, I'll skip. What else do we have to say? Highlights from the money show. Well, here she is signing her name. Maybe she should indicate her DEI, how she'd like to be referred to. Let's see. Numismatic products decreased. Numismatic results. Top selling products. American Silver Eagle at 432. 4.3. American Silver Eagle proof. 432,000 proofs. Well, that'll probably drop to 200,000 next year. Morgan and Peace dollars in 2023. They sold quite a bit. Morgan's 314,000, 290,000 Peace dollars, and the proof sets and the uncirculated. They sold fewer uncirculateds than they did the proofs. Numismatic program is just dying on the vine. What else can we find here? And we've already done. I want to find out the notes to where they short silver. They got a lot of stuff in here. Transfer to the general fund. So dollars in millions. 114 million was sent in 2022. 0 in 2023. Now, what is up with that? If they made a net income, why didn't they send money to the general fund? Multi-wide, treasury-wide, federal campaign under protection management. Not only did the mint meet its treasury-wide goal of raising 900,000, the mint consistently acts in a manner that goes beyond the call of duty. They maintain all its plants through the pandemic. Mint capped its annual COOP planning. Okay, man, I don't even know what they're talking about there. Homeland Security planning, Office of Equity and Inclusion. I'll leave the link to this annual report if you want to read about equity and inclusion. Let's see. Wow, they just got this chocked full of stuff that I don't want to know about. Annual audits, yeah. Limitations. The principal financial statements have been prepared to report the financial position and results of operation of the Mint. The statements have been prepared for the books and records of the Mint in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. Message from the CFO. Buy more coins. Pay more for them. Yeah, CFOs often say stuff that's interesting. The Mint continues to be in good fiscal health. Well, okay, right off the bat, you're an idiot. Your trends are down, your costs are up, your customers are leaving you. No, sir, you are wrong. Continuing efforts to control costs. Well, it doesn't look like you're controlling costs. You're just raising prices and increase efficiencies. When's the last time you improved your production facilities? The Mint's continued efforts in lean practices, program management. Oh, they're doing that GM crap, that lean organization crap. Of course, at the same time, the employees think it's a retaliatory environment, and only certain people get promoted, apparently. Net position by beginning of the year. They're taking money from the federal fund, from the Treasury, so they are now a boil on the neck of the Treasury. They have taken 534 million from the Treasury, but who cares? Treasury's got plenty of money, right? They just print it. They have other financing sources. They made $300,000 on seniorage, and net revenue $149 million. Net position end of the year $2.2 million. So net position beginning to end, they've gone from 2.6 million to 2.4 million, 2.2 million. So they are a declining organization. Wow, this is hard to read, isn't it? Losing money, outlays. Okay, I want to go to not earned revenue. I want to go to the note on custodial gold and silver reserves. The United States Mint reserves consist of both deep storage and working stock. Okay. The Treasury allows the Mint to use some of its gold as working stock in the production of gold coins. This allows the Mint to avoid the market risk associated with buying gold in advance of the sale date of the gold coins. Treasury also allows the Mint to use silver as working stock. However, Treasury does not have enough silver to fulfill all Mint manufacturing needs. Accordingly, for the purpose of avoiding market risk associated with owning silver, I mean, it only goes up over time, guys. The Mint has entered into a silver hedging agreement. Note 19. Well, let's get there. The Mint recorded net losses of $7 million on its silver forward contract in 2023, compared to net gains of $54 million. So they've made a little bit of money on their derivatives contract. Okay, well, maybe somebody who's smarter than me can figure that out. That's all I'm going to do on this. It is obviously just, man, I don't know what to say about the U.S. Mint. There's a lot of hocus pocus going on there. Your tax dollars are supporting them while they're raising the cost of your numismatic products. Numismatic products are flopping in the aftermarket. They're making too many of them. They are indicating things are sold out, then bringing them back, then selling them again, confusing the market. They're raising the prices on absolutely everything except the Silver Eagle yet. And that's going to put pressure on the bullion dealers who find a source of profit from grading and selling these coins. And the mint is shrinking, and the prices are rising, and it has become a burden to the U.S. government. But take a bow, they have really fine-tuned their DEI program. That's what's going on with the U.S. Mint. I'll see you guys later.